Alright guys, Fuller coming to you with another video. Shout out to the whole LGBT. If you like this video, please like it, like it. And if you like the content on this channel, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and tap into what we have going on here. You know, we of course have boxing going on. You know, we're definitely having some track and field going on. You know, I know I haven't gotten around to it, but I am going to get around to doing my summary of the season of track and field, or doing my thoughts on the World Championships. But anyhow, we're going to talk some boxing right now. It's obvious, that Canelo, what Canelo wants is Canelo wants easy touch-ups and big paydays. That's what he wants at this point in his fighting career. When it comes to hard challenges, I don't think he really desires that. Let's just be real. Granted that Kovalev still does produce good work. He was on the verge of his trainer throwing in the towel in his last fight. The only thing that happened is that Anthony Yard pretty much just gassed out, and so he wasn't able to do anything. But other than that, it was like, it wasn't looking good for him in that fight. His age showed in that fight, basically. And so, Canelo is strategic in fighting Kovalev right now. It's a very strategic move. He knows that, Kovalev is on his last leg. He knows that Kovalev probably himself wants to cash out. He knows all of this stuff. The thing is I honestly think, Canelo is going to stop Kovalev. That's just, honestly, I would not even be surprised if, Kovalev does not really prepare properly for this fight. It would not really even surprise me that he's just, gonna be in cruise control, and pretty much just be like, okay, well, I might as well just cash out, and not even give the effort needed in this fight. It would not surprise me at all. I would not put it past him to do that. And so, some news came out. Shout out to Blue Blood for breaking this news. I just want to give my take on it. But some news came out that, Canelo said that, Derevyanchenko won the fight against Gennady Golovkin. And I agree. I believe that, Derevyanchenko won the fight, or if you want to give it a tie, I think you're right for giving it a tie. But he definitely won. It definitely was not a unanimous decision as the judges had it. That definitely wasn't the case. And for them to do that shows what time they're on. And the time they're on is basically trying to sell a Canelo Gennady Golovkin trilogy. That's what time they're on. But Canelo, he's being reluctant because he doesn't really feel the need to fight Golovkin again. And I can't really blame him. There's really not a need for him to fight him again. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The first fight, I had Golovkin winning 7 rounds to 5 just due to more activity. But the second fight, I had Canelo winning. Canelo fought in the style that Gennady Golovkin claims that he's a master in, And, you know, he did it. He basically did it. You know, Canelo executed it. You know, so, you know, I had Canelo winning that fight. And so, with that being said, you know, Gennady Golovkin is so, like, desperate for a third Canelo fight that, you know, Canelo is like, okay, well, yeah, like, I don't want to fight that dude. And I feel like I don't have the need to fight that dude. And Canelo also said that, you know, he felt he gave the blueprint to beat Gennady Golovkin. He said that, you know, he doesn't like it to the body. You know, that's what he said. He said he felt that he gave this the how should we say it, that he gave out the map to success against Triple G. And, you know, that may be true. That may be very true, but I think that, like, a fighter who's just trained correctly and a fighter who's not just literally, like, getting off of a shift as a Lyft driver will give him that work, will give Gennady Golovkin that work. So the thing is that, you know, Canelo has said that, you know, Gennady Golovkin, he doesn't offer me anything. He doesn't give me anything. I don't gain anything from fighting him and things like that. And, you know, he said the only reason why he would fight Gennady Golovkin is if they give him $100 million for fighting him. So, with that being said, you can tell what Canelo's after. Canelo's, although he says he's after legacy and things like that, he's not really after legacy. That dude is after money. You know, at the end of the day, like, that's what he wants, is a payday. I mean, because if he was after legacy, let's be honest, like, he would have tried to be undisputed at middleweight, you know, or he would have just, like, used the 168 strap and tried to be undisputed at super middleweight. But the bottom line is, there's too much work at middleweight and there's too much work at super middleweight to be undisputed, and he doesn't really want to see that work. And that's just the reality of the situation. And the same thing goes with Triple G. There's too much work at 160 for that dude to see. And there's dudes who've been knocking on his bumper for a long time. And the bottom line is, he doesn't want that work. So he will duck and duck and duck and hold his breath until he gets a Canelo fight. That's why he will fight Mandos for the rest of his DAZN contract until he gets a Canelo fight, and that's not even a guarantee. The reality is, he will not fight a guy who is ready to go. Okay, he is not going to, like, let's just be honest. The rematch with Daniel Jacobs should have been happened. They should have had a rematch. Okay, but the reality is, Triple G didn't want that work, and he still don't want that work. Okay. Because he knows that Daniel Jacobs will present a lot of problems to him, and he doesn't really want to deal with those problems, man. And that's just the reality of the situation. Okay, you can try to spin it any other way you want to, but the reality is that both of them, Triple G and Canelo, are really after big bags and not really after fighting the best out there. Again, we don't know. I've said it before and I said it again, and I'll say it again. The middleweight division has a few champions, okay? Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade is one of those champions. Jamal Charlo is another one of those champions. We don't know how good they are because these guys don't want that work with them, okay? And, you know, they all bark about undisputed and things like that. But you have to go through them for that to happen. And they don't want to go through them for that to happen, okay? So we'll never know how good these fighters are, okay? well, the decafs and the fanboys of like Canelo and Triple G will all say who has such and such fault, who has Charlo fault, who has Andre fault. But you guys didn't have no problem when Triple G was knocking out Willie Monroe. You had no problem when Triple G was knocking out a blown up welterweight in Kell Brook. You had no problem with Triple G was knocking out inactive, moving up to 160 Vanez Monterosian. You had no problems with him fighting those guys. You had no problems with him fighting an Adama, who I never even heard of in my damn life. And the same thing with Canelo. You guys had no problem with him fighting James Kirkland, who was inactive, had legal problems, and was just not in a really good mental space to fight. You had no problem with the Canelo fighting a Liam Smith, and you know, basically being tailor made for him. You know, you had no problem with him fighting him, but you guys had a problem with the Erislandy Lara rematch. You guys had a problem with him fighting Floyd Mayweather, but you called for a Floyd Mayweather rematch when there was no need for a Floyd Mayweather rematch. Floyd Mayweather beat him clear as daylight. You know, he pitched a shutout, basically. I mean, if you want to, you can give Canelo maybe one round in that fight, but that's about it. You know, so the bottom line is, like, Triple G and Canelo, they're looking for big paydays. They don't really want that work, okay? And at the end of the day, I say that out of the two, Canelo has more of a leg to stand on, for the simple fact that he has fought tougher opposition, but at the same time, he has fought a tougher schedule, but at the same time, he's still trying to find his way to the back door of quote unquote greatness. But the bottom line is this, that, you know, these fighters, these athletic fighters present a threat, and they don't want to deal with that threat. They don't want to walk in the fire, because if they walk in the fire, there's a chance that they're going to get scorched, and they don't want to get scorched, okay? But that just goes to show you what Canelo is after. He's talking about 100 million to fight Triple G a third time, and that's just what it is with him. You know, they say he's the cash cow. Well, yeah, that's true. And but at the same time, you know, I would think that, like, you know, being a competitor matters, you know, and taking on all fates that come your way. Uh, but it doesn't matter for him. And I'm just gonna say it before, and I'll say it again. Like, if those guys don't want to fight anybody, they just need to vacate the division. As simple as that. You know, don't try to hold on to belts which you're not going to defend and or unify with. You know, it makes no sense to do that. You know, but anyhow, man, that's all I got for now, guys. Leave your thoughts and leave your comments. Fuller signing out.